Hello everyone, Shinto Bean here playing some more Warhammer Combat Cards Ranked Mode. In this match I'm going to be once again playing as Aeldari, except this time I'll be using Rakarth. It's been quite a while since I used him in Ranked Mode. I think the most recent match I uploaded was with him in the Drukhari campaign. And I played a few different builds today, including like an all-psyker build as well as a mix of all three attack types, and neither worked out all that well. I think Rakarth, for a long time, he was a very strong warlord because of just the way that he could increase the health of his units to make them nearly indestructible. However, recently he's been feeling a little more on the weak side, I think because he just cannot deal enough damage to compete with some of the other warlords. So what I've done with this deck, I'm including a mix of ranged and melee, and I'm using units that have pretty good damage output. So the Ranger and Death Jester, as well as the Warwalker, which can increase your range damage even more. The Scourge. These are all quite powerful for their cost, able to deal lots of range damage. And then we've got the Solitaire. Now this guy was really popular with Rakarth before. He had Big Game Hunter, making him pretty deadly against even really tough, expensive enemy units, but now that he has Death Blow, he's going to be a little bit more tricky to use. So we got him, we've got Drazhar, who has Big Game Hunter, but not nearly as much damage. And then we've got the Pain Engine. I think this is a pretty decent unit. It has both ranged and melee, as well as poison, so you can get a little more damage in through this guy. And then finally we got the Flock of Birds with Taunt, which hopefully you can deploy at the beginning. So let's go ahead and see how this works out. I've never used this exact composition. This is the first match. So let's see how it goes at the upper tiers of ranked mode. And we are up against another Aeldari force, led by the Zephyr Blade, so lots of ranged damage on their end. However, they are using melee units. Interesting. They got this guy. Alright, so I feel like I actually want to start off with maybe a melee attack. Not sure if that's very wise, but okay, they were running some really weird bodyguards here. Okay, got the Veilwalker. Okay, so they do have the initiative. We'll put down the birds to absorb that first attack, and they actually have the Ranger with target acquired, so we'll just leave the birds in the middle, and we'll put down some melee units here. And I think they'll probably go Psychic. We'll see. Indeed they do, and they're not actually going to take out the birds on the first turn. Okay, so this thing has 2 shields. That is rather annoying, but we will be able to poison it, so it'll start taking damage anyway. Drazhar battling the striking scorpion dude on the other end. So every time anything dies, everyone's going to be getting buffs. On their side, they're all going to be getting ranged buff. On our side, we're all going to be getting health. So let's see here. What do we want to put down? I guess we'll put down the Warwalker across from the Ranger. Kind of matching, have pretty equal, I think, ranged and melee attack, but they do have the advantage with the Psyker on the field. And they're charging up a really big melee attack as well as a powerful ranged attack, so that is not looking very good. But we do have a lot of pretty strong units in this deck, so I'm just hoping that the damage we have can carry us through. We are charging up a pretty good ranged attack, so now they are going for the ranged, unable to take down the Warwalker. That's pretty big. And so we got the counterattack going off. But we will continue with the melee as long as Drazhar is on the field. He will die here. Okay, the Warwalker will survive though. And I don't imagine that they'll have many more melee units, so I don't think we really have to worry about their melee attack. But I don't know. Been surprised by the inclusion of Psychers with the Zephyr Blade. So, you know what? I forgot that we had the Solitaire. So do we want to keep going with the Psychic, or not the Psychic, but the melee attack? I think maybe we do. Actually, that might have been a mistake, but 112 damage. Now they're going for the melee. Okay. Well, you know, if the Solitaire dies, it's actually not all that bad because it has Death Blow, so I'm okay with that. Gaining some more health there. Now, they still have a lot more bodyguards. 5 more for us to get through. Poison is pretty good at dealing with the fear, so let's see. I think we do want to take down that ranger, though. I guess we'll put down the this guy. The little Scourge outflanking. And then they have a Reaver, which is outflanking us instead. But that's okay, we're still able to deal plenty of damage. Take out the Ranger with the Solitaire, and charge up even more of a ranged attack. So, yeah, so far we've just been going all melee, which has allowed us to charge up a massive ranged attack. And hopefully we'll just be able to blow away whatever they put out once we get our ranged units on the field. Okay, they have a pain engine of their own, and now the Solitaire will die. So it deals 85 damage. It did have the death blow at level 2 there. Okay. And the death blow actually took out the Howling Banshee, which is good, allowing us to poison that pain engine on their end. Okay. So all I have are my target acquired units. Now that's actually okay, I think, because we'll put this guy in the center. We'll target down the pain engine, and we will go with the ranged attack this time. So, not really the best use of target acquired, because that ranger could have actually killed the pain engine on its own. But here we are able to take down 2 of the bodyguards, which then exposes the enemy warlord, and we've still got a lot of health on the 2 units there. And now they're putting down this whole... What is up with this deck? This deck that we're facing is just ridiculous. It's all over the place. You got Psychers, melee units. The Solitaire doesn't make a whole lot of sense with the Zephyr Blade, but they are actually dealing a lot of damage. Taking down the Pain Engine. This is a very strange game. Okay, we're going to put down the Death Jester, and I guess we are going to go ranged, because I don't really want to go melee into that Solitaire. It's actually going to be a pretty close game. 105 to... Whoa, that's a level 6 legendary. So despite the strange composition that they have going on here, these are some pretty powerful cards, actually. And I may end up losing, because I don't really have a whole lot of damage here at the end. All of my biggest damage dealers are already dead. So we're dealing a little bit of damage with the counterattack. Will it be enough to take down the Zephyr Blade? This thing is at level 8, so it is a quite, pretty high ranking player here that we're up against. Okay, we don't really have enough damage, so I'm not entirely sure what to do. We don't want to go melee. Going ranged is also risky. I think we just have to choose Psychic and Ready, because they have a really big ranged attack charged up. It might even be enough to shoot us down in one turn. We'll see. Moment of truth. Oh, they are going ranged. It looks like, wow, 1 health remaining on Rakarth. That was insane. And now we do have a decent melee attack charged up. Now that was just luck. Okay. We have barely enough to take down the enemy warlord. But, so, yeah. That was an interesting game, I gotta say. I'm glad I recorded that one. So, through sheer luck, we're able to win with just 1 health remaining on the warlord. But as you can see, Rakarth, I mean, he just does not have the power that he used to. He's not really amazing. of a warlord, I think, at this moment in time. I do think that this composition worked out pretty well, and going with a mix of ranged and melee is a good idea, especially making use of these high damage cards. Yeah, that is what I would recommend for him. I tried out a few other things. The all-psychic build, it worked in the past, but it doesn't really deal enough damage to compete with like other psychic decks and stuff, so let me know what you have been using with Rakarth if you do play as him. I'm very curious to see if there are better strategies out there. But yeah, let me know in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.